Okay, everyone, we are continuing with our first look at Mass Effect Legendary Edition. We just did a video, hour and a half video. We covered Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition. We're going to probably do the same thing for Mass Effect 2 and 3 now. Rather than turning this into a massive 6-hour video, I thought I'll separate it out into sections because it is a collection of 3 separate games, and so there won't be spoilers. So if you're interested in one, there'll be a video up somewhere on the channel on Twitch and YouTube and links to it, and the same thing for free. We're probably going to repeat a lot of the information we covered for Mass Effect 1 here, and we will do the same thing for free. So yeah, this, we are playing on Xbox Series X. Keep in mind this was a review copy provided by the publisher. This came out last week, so this ain't a full remaster or anything. This is this ain't a full remake or anything. This is like a remaster of those first 3 Mass Effect games from BioWare, and you know, it's 4K 60 FPS on next-gen consoles. There's like a massive breakdown of what frame rate it runs at on what consoles. The Xbox Series X versions have a 1440p frame rate mode where they can do 120 FPS, or not really 120, more like 90. That option is on the PlayStation 5 versions. These ain't officially next-gen games. They're last-gen games that are running in like backward compatibility plus on Xbox Series consoles and PlayStation 5. Mass Effect 2 here is like a 32 gig install. Mass Effect 3 is like a 35 gig install. Mass Effect 1 is like a 22 gig install. This is the digital version I have here. Let's just quickly jump into this. Mass Effect 2. We'll play this for about an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes. Big story spoiler warning straight away. There's a lot of people will go in playing 1 first, obviously. And you know, if you've never played 2 or 3, like beginning of 2, there's a lot of story spoilers, so just be warned. So if we quickly first go into extras and options, just to show you that like the options wise, everything carries over, like favorite quality, favorite frame rate. That's to get to the 120 FPS mode, which is exclusive to the Xbox versions. Like nothing crazy in sound calibration or everything. They have, oh, I keep doing that, hold on. Other than, you know, higher resolution, new texture packs, higher resolution textures for everything in all the collection. They have also added HDR to the games. Obviously I haven't got a HDR capture card, so I can't show that here. Everything's like very tone mapped very differently and a lot of like very contrasty. And they've added like new Star Trek films lens flare kind of style to everything. So all right, where do we start here? So originally when this was the big Mass Effect breakout success. Like everybody's heard 1 was good, but Mass Effect 1 was still locked to Xbox only and PC, so the PlayStation fans couldn't play it. It had issues with its combat, because the reason this game did well in the West, because it was an RPG, but you know, this was when the shooters were massively hot. So this was like an RPG, but in the vein of a shooter, not a great shooter, but in the vein of a shooter. That's why all your shooter PC fans and all that love this. So like when 2 came out, they cleaned a lot of that combat stuff up. They still kept the RPG stuff, and they obviously continued on from the story. So what they did in this game, for people who hadn't played Mass Effect 1, especially on the PlayStation side, because there was no way for you to play Mass Effect 1, they used Dark Horse Comics to like make an intro comic section that will tell you the story of what happened in Mass Effect 1. And the thing with the Mass Effect games was, it was like your choices from 1 carry over to 2, and then 2 carry over from 3. So you had to make those important decisions. So you could watch the comic and then make those important decisions from 1 to carry over into 2. What's interesting here in this game is when you go new game, after you can just import your Mass Effect 1 character here. Obviously you could do that on the Xbox and PC version here, but like you can do it here now. What I don't know is, because we just did a first hour and a half first look at Mass Effect Legendary Edition 1, Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition, like we haven't completed like those major milestones here. So I wonder like certain story sequences, is it just gonna import our model and like it knows we haven't completed the story? I'm not sure how that's gonna work. Uh, Obviously this is just gonna be for the quick look. I'm gonna replay 2 and 3. I mean, I probably won't replay 2 because this is the one I like 100% it almost. I'll probably play 1 and 3. So I wonder. Like, I wonder if I get into 3, how I'd go about doing it. Like, I would load my Mass Effect 1 character into 3, or maybe it won't give me an option. Actually, you know, I'm so curious right now. We're gonna try something weird here. Does it give me an option to load my Mass Effect 1 character into 3? I must assume probably not, because I'm going to assume it wants you to play them in order. But like, I will also say that most 2 was where this series that blew up. That's why everybody picked it up, especially on the PlayStation side. So like, are people gonna like? Most people are probably picking up this collection. If I'm honest with you, for Mass Effect 1 because all the improvements they did. And then because they've already and because these are long games. All right, if I go new game, okay, so I can't. Okay. I wonder if I didn't have a Mass Effect 2 save here, this option would be a, yeah, okay. So from free, I can only load in Mass Effect 2. That kind of makes sense. I get it. So I I guess if you didn't want to play 2, if you completed 1, what you would then do is load up 2. I don't know. I guess they could have made this cleaner. Like, complete 1, load up 2, start 2, and then just boot up free so that you can load your character from 2. But then what would happen with those important choices in 2 though? I wonder if the third game then knows, oh, you haven't completed 2, here's an option, like here's the Dark Horse comic, because they did the same thing with the Dark Horse comic in 3 to say, oh, make those important decisions. Like, time is important for everybody these days, right? So like, if you've already played 2, this has all the DLC and everything. Like, I don't know if you would go back and play 2, because it's not even, there's the value issue is not the problem with this game here. Like, it's crazy good value. We all know that. It's literally, have you got the time to spend like 80 hours in each game, you know? So all right, so let's play. So all right, anyway, and that's all the backstory. So let's go into 2. Obviously 2 had the major changes from 1. It was way more combat friendly. They way more shootery. Obviously kept all the RPG elements and make those all slicker, and the graphics got slicker. So combat difficulty will go normal, or level up will go off. Squad power usage will go on. Autosave is on. Huh. Oh, another thing I'm just noticing here. Did they give us... Oh, okay. Hold on. There's going to be a quick... I'm so sorry. There's so many jumps here. So there's no option at all to go fully custom Shepherd in 2. I'm pretty sure you could do that originally. So it's like basically load your save and that's it. Huh. Or let's quickly go here again. Sorry, this is like the nitty gritty stuff that I'm... Load game, resume, new extra, exit launcher. What's an extra? So yeah, we're just coming back here. There is no custom option here. Oh, wait. I can't remember if the way you spec your character is in game or it was at the start. All right, just because I'm curious, I'm going to go male here instead of go import character. And it's been so long. I cover so many games. The tonally, it went way darker with this game. So the second game is the classic Star Wars type, right? The second one is way darker.
Shepard did everything right.
Miranda.
We could have hoped
That's
for.
who it was. If you watched our part 1, I couldn't remember her name.
And
I
still,
was like, wait, is that Ashley? Is that Ashley? Miranda.
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack.
But they're sending him to fight
Jesus,
Geth.
they modeled
Geth.
Miranda's
We
freaking
both
suit
know
and
they're
butt
not
cheeks
the
and
real
that.
threat.
It was
The
definitely
Reapers are
going for a
still
view
out
here.
there.
And it's up to us to stop them.
Cannot not see it. What do you want me to say?
The Council will never trust Cerberus. They'll never accept our help.
So
Even after
Miranda,
everything humanity
they
has
remodeled
accomplished.
Miranda's
But
face in
They'll
3.
follow him. He's a hero, a bloody icon. But he's just one
I have
man.
no idea
If
why
we
they did
lose
that,
Shepard,
actually.
Humanity might well follow.
Then see to it that we don't lose him.
The heart of the galactic community suffer a devastating attack. Again, there's gonna be spoilers here, so if you want to play 1, 2, 3 and you haven't played these before, be careful. Citadel space station was invaded by a synthetic Geth army attempting to open a portal for the Reapers, enormous machines that... Okay, don't read all that in time. Alright, this is your last spoiler warning.
Disengaging FTL drives. Emission sinks active. Board is green. We are running silent.
We're wasting our time. 4 days searching up and down this sector, and we haven't found any sign of Geth activity.
You know what's weird? We was just playing 1
3
and I
ships
talked to
went missing
Presley.
here in the
I
past month.
cannot remember Presley
Something
from 2
happened
at
to him.
all.
My money's on slavers.
Oh,
Terminus
actually, you know
system
what?
is
Never
crawling
mind.
with them.
We're gonna find out in
Picking
about
up
1
something
minute
on
why I
long-range
cannot
scanner.
remember anything from Presley.
Unidentified vessel. Looks like a cruiser.
Doesn't match any known signatures.
Cruiser is changing course. Now on intercept trajectory.
Can't be. Stealth systems are engaged. There's no way a Geth ship could possibly...
It's not the Geth. Brace for evasive maneuvers!
Oh god, ears.
Presley!
Kinetic barriers down. Multiple hull breaches. Weapons offline. Somebody get that fire out.
No, not the Normandy. All the suits looking fantastic.
Distress beacon is ready for launch.
Will the Alliance get here in time?
They damn well better.
I'm not doing this just so they can find our frozen corpses. Get everyone onto the escape shuttle.
Joker's still in the cockpit. He won't evacuate. I'm not leaving either.
There's no time to argue.
I need you to get the crew onto the evac shuttle. I'll take care of Joker.
Shepard,
Liara, go. Now.
aye aye.
You know, it's one of those things, because you haven't played this game for so long. In my mind, this is what it actually looked like. I did go back and look at some footage
Go!
of this game from like PS3, and I was like, oh no, it looks it's way more fuzzier. Oh, dead. I'm so sorry. Wow, they really like butt shots in this game, don't they? All right.
Mayday! This is SSV Normandy!
I think like the way they've tonally changed the legendary edition, like, is way more darker and contrasty. It's probably gonna benefit this game the most because tonally this game was trying to do that anyway. So it would just like give it more pop now. Especially if you got like a HDR set and everything. If you're playing in SDR, probably have to turn that brightness up a little bit up because it might be a bit dark. Again, I've turned it up 1 here. Not sure, I might need to turn it up more, but oh, I should show the. I can remember like walking through this bit when I originally played this on PS3, and I was like, "Oh my god, this looks so good! It still looks so good."
Come on, Joker. We have to get out of here.
No, I won't abandon the Normandy. I can still save her.
Don't throw your life away.
Lost. Going down with the ship won't change that.
Yeah, okay. Help me up. They're coming around for another attack.
I don't know if this is just me, but there's certain bits of these cutscenes that look a bit compressed. Maybe that's just in the dark areas. Or look more compressed when you're watching this on stream on YouTube. So they have gone out and said that we haven't used RE4. Sorry, Unreal Engine 4, not RE4. Unreal Engine 4 to fully remake these. This is just the upgraded Unreal Engine 3 game. So we make the textures nicer, improve lighting. There's only so much they could do. Like, to remake every single game up from scratch would probably be an improbable task, right? In a certain amount of time. This is probably the best they can do anyway, realistically, right? With everything that is going on with BioWare at the moment, all the games they got like being made, and you know, criticisms and all that kind of stuff, right? That probably was never gonna happen. But what they have done here, from what we played of 1 anyway, I thought 1 looked fantastic, you know. And like, obviously there's gonna be less of a big upgrade here because this was already working from a looking fantastic, because this had a big jump. So the jump is not going to be as impressive because it's already played well, looked great. It's not going to be as shocking as like the upgrade from 1. Mass Effect Genesis is an interactive comic that summarizes the event of Mass Effect 1. If you skip this option, Shepard's default backstory will be used. Would you like to use the intro? You know what? I'm going to show it. This is going to be a bit long, and I probably won't show it in the... I might show it in the 3rd one. We do the highlight for that as well. So this was like the Dark Horse comic originally. But the reason they did this originally, I think it was for PS3. PS3 people, because you couldn't get Mass Effect 1 on PS3.
Of course it's routine. You haven't done anything yet. It's everything that happens along the way. The choices you make, the paths you choose, that turn the routine into anything
Let me
but.
turn the audio up for this as a talking
Of course, that's how it started. A routine mission, answering a distress call. And look where that got me. We were testing out the Normandy, Captain Anderson's new ship, when the distress call came in. An Alliance patrol on Eden Prime had been attacked. They'd seen something.
Was it a distress call? It was a distress call.
And whatever it was massive.
That's what
I
we
hit the
can
ground
remember.
with my lieutenant, Caden Olenko.
Did
A
you
good
did it
kid,
an hour ago?
Loyal, by the book, with a talent for biotics. We came across the lone survivor of the patrol, Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams, a soldier to the core.
So originally, when I played 2
ready to take on whatever came
on
her way.
PS3, there's an
Ashley joined
option
up
here,
with
and I
us
don't
took us
think
to
I
the
saved
spot
her.
where she lost her squad. That's when we saw it.
Oh wait, find out. Actually, I can't remember. I
Ship.
think there's an option to like not
Like
save
nothing
her.
I'd ever seen.
Again, I did say this is gonna be spoiler heavy.
It was massive, scorching the colony and everything around it as it blasted away. We followed the path of destruction to an artifact, a beacon left by a long-dead race called the Protheans. The colony had dug it up, and whoever attacked them had tried to take it. Chief Williams made the mistake of getting too close. It hit her with some type of energy. I grabbed her and threw her out of the way. That's when it hit me. Hard. Every muscle in my body went rigid. I couldn't move, could barely breathe.
Oh,
Everything
is
went
this
black.
not full frame?
And then I saw something.
Because maybe
vision.
these were 720p
Dream.
originally? I don't know.
A nightmare. By the time I woke up, we were halfway
just
to the
realized
Citadel
that
on our way to
they're
meet
not-
the council.
They're
I
not
was
1080p
expected
or
to
4K,
explain
whatever.
what I'd seen. Anderson came along. So did Adina, our political representative on the Citadel. With those two heavyweights, it seemed reasonable we could persuade the council that the ship we'd seen was a potential threat. As was the individual
That's
behind
interesting.
the
I wonder if they
attacks.
didn't have the original
The main
assets
suspect
for the
Eden
comics.
Prime massacre was a Turian Spectre named Saren. He'd been seen by one of the survivors from the colony at Eden Prime.
Is that
And there was some
generation
evidence to
PS3
suggest
and
that the ship was connected to
Xbox
Saren.
Series,
But
Xbox
even Adina's pointed
360 was
accusations weren't enough to
720p,
convince
right?
the council. They just couldn't believe one of their chosen elite specters could be guilty of something like that. They needed proof, which meant I needed proof. Fortunately, I wasn't alone in my search. Garrus, another Turian, wanted to help. A top agent for Citadel Security. Despite orders from his superiors that he shouldn't get involved, he told me he was suspicious of Saren, and he had some useful leads. More importantly, he was willing to share them. That led me to Rex, the biggest, nastiest looking Krogan bounty hunter I'd ever seen.
One of
He
the
turned out to be
favorite
more
characters
than
in the
just a
Mass Effect
brute.
trilogy.
It was his intel that led to a fugitive with incriminating evidence on Saren. The fugitive turned out to be an energetic little Quarian named
Oh
Tal,
my god, Ted!
a tech expert with a knack for hacking.
Probably
She'd
one of my favorite characters in
procured
the
some information on Saren. Evidence that proved Saren was dirty. Tally's evidence proved that Saren was responsible for the massacre on Eden Prime, and that the immense warship we'd spotted was in fact Saren's flagship. But it went much further. Saren was trying to find a way to bring back a race of sentient machines from dark space. Machines allegedly responsible for cleansing the galaxy of all organic
I'm
life.
sure this doesn't
These
it give you
Reapers were blamed
options?
for wiping out all life 50,000 years ago, including the Protheans.
It's probably
Then
gonna do it at the
disappearing
end.
back through the mass relays to dark space, leaving no trace they'd ever been. That explained why Saren was after the beacon, and it made some sense out of my visions. But not much else.
So
We couldn't
Babylon
convince
5
the
is
council that the
ridiculous.
Reapers were a threat, but they agreed Saren had to be stopped. They stripped him of his Spectre status and gave me the honor of becoming the first human Spectre. My first task? Bring down Saren. Anderson decided to stay behind.
When in that
giving up
first
his
video,
ship,
I was getting
the Normandy.
Saren and Gareth mixed up.
He told me I would need it more than he would.
Don't blame me, Chad. It's been
He
a long
also
time since I
pointed me in
played
a
the second
direction.
game.
Liara, a Prothean expert, adept in biotics, and maybe most importantly, daughter of Benezia, Saren's top lieutenant. And like most Asari,
Oh,
as beautiful as she is
really?
intelligent,
Okay.
and born with
That
a unique
lady we
ability
see
to
when we
meld
was
with other
playing Commander
species.
Troy's voice.
Liara was able to help me decipher some of the
Next
vision the
generation?
beacon had given me. Nothing concrete, but it gave me some clues. And a new appreciation for the Asari. Her technique for accessing my vision was unexpected, but not at all unpleasant. Ashley was a little concerned about the connection I shared with Liara. As commander, I knew either relationship had the potential to interfere with the mission.
Oh, here we go. The mission comes first. Wait, it doesn't even say though. So do you pick? They should make this more clear. Ashley was a little concerned about the connection I had with Liara. As a commander, I knew the relationship had potential to interfere at the mission. So when I originally played 2 without playing 1 because I was playing on PlayStation, I picked Liara. I'm gonna pick Ashley now. Because Liara's kind of boring. I'll be honest with you. Oh, what happens if you go the mission comes first? Maybe the it's the default, and then I don't know. I'm curious.
I told Ash I wasn't interested in Liara. I had my eyes on someone else. But we agreed we wouldn't let it get in the way of our mission.
Okay, so it is pick your love interest.
Finding Saren. Thanks to Liara's help, we had our next lead, Benezia. Saren had taken her to Novaria, where he
I've only known Ashley from that first look for 10 minutes, but it was
Ragnar.
enough to make me pick
He
her.
ordered Benezia to use the same technique Liara had used on me to extract information from the Rachni Queen. The Queen's drones were everywhere, and they weren't happy. We had to fight through hundreds of them to get to Benezia. By the time we arrived, Saren was gone. With the information. I tried to reason with Benezia, but Saren had indoctrinated her. He had somehow acquired the ability to control people's actions and wills. Benezia wouldn't surrender, and Liara was forced to watch her mother die in her arms. And I was left with an angry, dangerous Rachni queen to deal with.
Well,
She claimed
I
her
really
drones
need to
would do
play
no
one
harm
now.
if I
I
released
want to
her.
play one. I
But the
kind of
Rachni
didn't
had
want to watch this
terrorized the
comic
galaxy
because,
before.
again, I can't remember using the comic. Watching the comic in 2, and I really want to play 1. That's why I won't come to this trilogy for. But I guess this is a reminder. This is kind of spoiling it for me. The things I do for you, YouTube and Twitch chat. Don't forget to follow, subscribe. And I was left with an angry, dangerous queen to deal with. She claimed her drones would do no harm if I released her, but had terrorized the galaxy before. Save the queen, kill the queen. I didn't even know what to pick. I'm just gonna. I think I went kill last time. Go save.
I couldn't do it. I wouldn't doom an entire species for past sins. And the queen was true to her word.
That seems
She
like the
left
right
and
answer.
took her army of drones with her. With Saren's top lieutenant dead, he was quickly running out of time and places to hide. I tracked him down at his base on Vermeer, but we soon learned it was more than a base of operations. It was a breeding ground. Saren was breeding an army of Krogan. He'd
Oh,
found
look
a
at the
cure
right
for
hand side of the
genophage,
comic here.
a
This
disease
seems a bit-
inflicted on the Krogan to prevent them from breeding and taking over the galaxy. But the Krogan Saren was breeding were slaves.
Maybe that's information
Mindless
that is not
beasts
meant to
that
be on the
obeyed
original
Saren's
720p
will.
frame.
I had to destroy the base and all its research. Rex disagreed. Violently.
Uh-oh.
Rex wanted the genophage cure for his people. I tried to convince him to help me destroy it, that these Krogan weren't real. But he wouldn't back down.
Say Rex, kill Rex. You cannot kill Rex, okay? Even though I didn't play one originally, all my dealings with Rex, okay? You don't kill Rex, okay? Don't be... There's only one right answer here.
Fortunately, Rex is smarter than he looks. He realized this wasn't the way to help his
Jibber.
people, and that Saren was the real threat. When we finally got to the center of the base, I realized just how close Saren was to completing his plan. He was already in communication with the Reapers. Sovereign, Saren's flagship we'd all assumed was just a ship, was a Reaper. It spoke to me, threatened me. I could feel the menace it had for every living thing. It wanted me dead. It wanted us all dead.
Oh, that's another
And I knew
spoiler.
it was capable of doing just that. What I couldn't understand was why Saren would help it. But there was no time to think about it. Sovereign knew where we were. We had to destroy the base and get the hell out.
So
I split
we've
up
had
my
3
team in
options.
2
Kill,
squads,
save the
sending
queen,
Ash with one
Rex,
and Caden
kill,
with the
save,
other as a
and love
distraction.
interest.
We had a nuke, and we planned to use it. Before we could detonate the bomb, Saren showed up. We fought. I stalled him to make time for my team. And in talking to him, I realized the truth. It wasn't Saren who was indoctrinating everyone. It was Sovereign. The Reaper. And Saren was in deeper than all of them. He tried to convince me he was still in control. Said he found a way to reduce the Reaper's influence, but he was kidding himself. Or believing the lies Sovereign was telling him. Before I could convince him to stop, he ran, leaving me just seconds to extract my squad mates. I tried, but I wasn't fast enough. I could only save one of them.
Oh, save Caden and save Ashley. Oh, so Caden's the dude from the beginning. Dude, save Ashley all day. What you talking about? I've only known her for 20 minutes, okay? But we had a connection.
Caden was a good man. And a
Peace
great
out, Caden.
soldier,
I know you, bro.
but I had
I
to
don't know
choose.
you. How do I know he's a good man, Jack? Don't vouch for
That was
nobody,
the last
okay?
time
I'm just
Saren
saying.
would slip away from me. I knew then, the next
I
time
don't
we
know you.
met, one of us would die. With my team mostly intact, we chased Saren and his army to Ilos.
Man put a picture of
long-lost
Caden up in
planet that
his
had once
office,
belonged to
alright?
the Protheans.
Fair play, is your
As we
teammate.
prepared for what we knew would be a
I feel like he
desperate
doesn't
fight,
even know Caden that long,
I
though.
spoke to my crew. We were just one ship.
I'm not putting
against
pictures of my
Saren's
dead
growing
friends up
army.
in my office.
I assured
Kinda
them all
weird,
that
Shepard.
despite the odds, we could defeat him. But Ash saw through my words. She knew I was hurting after Caden's death. She could sense my doubts.
You know
We
what's
both knew this mission
funny?
could be our
Like,
last.
Ashley's not the pick, though.
Until that
Tali
moment,
is
we
what
put
we're
our
going
feelings
for, right?
aside
So,
for the sake of that
doesn't
mission.
even matter.
But why wait? We gave in to each other. And it was perfect.
Wait, what?
While it lasted.
No.
We arrived
This
on
is not the right
Ilos close
choice.
behind Saren.
You save yourself,
Once
Shepard.
on the planet,
You
we
save
discovered a
yourself. You
Prothean database
abstained.
that helped me put the final pieces of my vision together.
But
The
Tali.
Reapers had come 50,000 years ago, and every 50,000 years before that, each time purging the galaxy of life. The Protheans had fought and died, like every species before them.
Okay, I
But
didn't
a
realize
few
the comic
survived
was
longer
this
than
long.
their
I'm gonna be honest with you.
parting gift.
I'm sorry.
The Protheans had discovered that the Citadel was the key to controlling the mass relays. By sabotaging the Citadel, they found a way to close the relays to dark space, slowing the Reaper's return, giving us the time we needed to find a solution to stop the Reapers once and for all. Saren knew this. He was leading his army to take control of the Citadel and re-establish the relays to dark space, bringing the waiting Reapers here to destroy us all. We followed him to the Citadel. It was intact, but heavily damaged. He had caught the Council fleets by surprise, and they were only now regrouping. And with Sovereign as his flagship, there was little hope the fleets could counterattack with enough strength to take back the Citadel. But Saren was done running, and I was done chasing him. As the Alliance and Citadel fleets battled Saren's army outside, I cornered the Turian bastard in the Citadel tower and confronted him.
Language, Shepard, bro.
He died
PG
believing
stream,
that the
okay?
Reapers would save him.
Talking about sex here, not
As I
like
fought
foul
to regain
language.
control of the Citadel, the Council's flagship, the Destiny Ascension, fell under attack. Despite Saren's death, Sovereign and Saren's army continued to fight. The Council was aboard the Destiny Ascension, and they were requesting assistance. But I knew in order to help
Alright,
them, I
Shepard, you're
would have
boring me,
to
bro.
put our
Can we
human alliance fleet in jeopardy.
speed this up a little bit? Oh wait, save the console, sacrifice the console. Probably save the console, right? Save the console.
The Council had to be saved. They represented the hearts and minds of the galactic community. Without them, the fleets would be in disarray.
I think I saved the
Even
console
with the
one
Citadel
originally.
back in my control, Saren defeated, and the Normandy leading the combined
I don't know
galactic
why they
fleet.
didn't like look on the right hand
Battle
side
against
where it's meant to be
Sovereign.
pitch black and then like
Single Reaper.
I don't know why they didn't
was
clean that up in the
relentless.
comics, little things like that.
It took the combined fleets of humanity and the other races. But in the end,
Maybe
Sovereign
they was
fell.
meant for 720p and that information
But the
meant to be cut
costs
out and
were immense. While humanity's efforts in the war earned us our first seat on the Council, it was a hollow victory. The Reapers were still out there. I knew the fight was far from over, but as the one who'd led the fight against Saren, I was given new responsibilities. The choice of humanity's first counselor was left for me to decide. On the one hand, Udina, the lifetime politician. Ruthless and ambitious, he would easily navigate the political landmines that would soon be put in front of him.
no, there's only one choice.
The other choice, Captain Anderson, the career soldier. Tough but fair, but a friend, and someone I could trust.
Oh, actually, now
Both
you know
great
what?
leaders in their
I'm in
own
a
right.
different place where I was now. Would I really pick a soldier to be on the council, or actual politician that is good at that job, but he is ruthless? Honestly, I know Anderson, so I'm gonna pick Anderson. But I feel like the correct choice is here, Udina. You don't want to put a soldier on the council, right? Because you know what soldiers like to do. Okay, I don't want to turn this stream political. But like, you know, since I last played this like 10 years ago, whatever, okay, I know a lot more about politics now, and okay, you know what? I'm gonna pick, you know,
I didn't
just
much
because
like Udina, but sometimes you need a pit bull on your side. Someone willing to be the bad guy, for the sake of the greater good. The war was
I'm
over.
just curious because this is new to
The
me.
threat had passed. In time,
If I get to know Anderson
Council
better in my
rebuilt
first
itself.
playthrough for one,
the
then you
Citadel
know.
could be repaired. Even the pain of lost friends would fade. But none of that mattered if the Reapers were still out there.
But there are a
And
few
if they were
important
all as
choices, I
powerful as
suppose.
Sovereign, we had to find a way to
The
stop
Queen
them.
one, even
I had
looking
to
at the
find a
comic,
way.
if you haven't played one, I
gathered
wouldn't
my
be
crew,
sure. Like, I'm not
took
even
my
sure
ship,
here right now
went
if
in
that was the
search
right
of
choice.
answers. Officially, the
And the
Council would only
Anderson
say I
one.
was
The others
assigned
are
to clean
kind
up
of.
duty, rooting out any remnants of Saren's army. Just another routine
Kind
mission.
of like whatever, really. If you haven't got to know those characters from the first game, it doesn't matter anyway. All right, that was a bit long. I purposely kind of spoke over the story. Again, people might be watching this video like they haven't played the first one. They just want to know what the second game looks like. So if anybody complains in those YouTube comments, why did he speak over that story bit there? That was on purpose. Yeah, that was on purpose. Method to my madness. But it's interesting. The whole thing with the second game was, oh, it's a reset because, you know, we're gonna find out in a couple of minutes what happens to Shepard, or whatever. and then there's a whole new team and everything, maybe like one person carries over from the first game, or two people carry over from the first game. There's a whole new team and everything. But from the bits I've played of 3, they kind like it. I get why they had to do it in 2, because like 1 wasn't on PS3, so it made sense, right? But like I don't understand why they would do it in 3 again, which was kind of annoying. But we'll get to that later. Okay, so I was wondering, like, how do you customize your character and everything? Because the whole concept of here is that it's a reset. He died, whatever, and they're bringing him back, which, not spoiler, we're gonna find out in 10 minutes. This is why they've like, you enter the name here and everything, do it later. Quick start, custom, enter subject vital statistics. Shepherd, Earthborn, Soul Survivor, Soldier, appearance as shown. So I'm gonna go custom, default, confirm default facial, custom appearance, default appearance. Again, okay, so in that first video I went wait, what's adapt? Engineer, okay, so there was soldier, infiltrator. Oh, they just did it the other way around. I picked sentinel, right? Here I'll pick engineer. I guess I'll just pick anything. It doesn't really matter that much, because we're not gonna, and we'll pick colonist. I'm gonna go ruthless here, sure, why not? Again, this is not how I would originally, it's just for the, I'm gonna overwrite the save anyway.
Something's wrong. He's reacting to outside stimuli, showing an awareness of his surroundings. Oh my God, Miranda, I think he's waking up.
Damn it, Wilson, he's not ready
Right.
yet. Give him
40
the
minutes to
sedative.
start the game. I wonder how many people are gonna stick through
Don't try
this
to move.
video.
Just lie still. Try to stay calm.
Heart rate's
Whatever,
declining.
Miranda.
Brain activity is off the charts. Stats pushing into the red zone. It's not working.
Another dose. Now.
Heart rate dropping. Stats falling back into normal range. That was too close.
You know, I own Mass Effect 4, whatever it was called, Andromeda. I've never played it. The people said by the time they patched it and everything, the texture detail on her face though, I just never got around to playing it. I should at some point.
Wake up, Commander.
Because my love of the original 3 Mass Effects is just Mass Effect 2. For most people, probably also, right?
Facility is under attack.
You know, people were really happy with the third ending. A lot of people probably didn't even play 1.
Facility is under attack.
And the people who did, they had to patch the hell out of it on PC and everything to get it to where it was to play well. Everybody's love is with 2, right? So, you know.
Grab the pistol and armor from the locker. You don't have time to wait around, Shepard. Grab your weapon and armor.
This pistol doesn't have a thermal clip.
It's a med bay. We'll get you a clip from. Damn it! Keep your head down, Shepard.
Alright, so
Shield yourself from
if
the
you've watched that first video we did, hold on, I gotta lower this because combat audio is way louder than I want to deafen everybody who's watching this video. So yeah, they made some major gameplay changes there. Like you press a button to get into cover.
clip for your pistol.
And also you now have weapon ammo. Everything was not on a cooldown.
Looks like they set up a barricade to try holding them. Look out!
And shooting feels tighter, which you wouldn't be able to know because if you're gonna only play this in the trilogy, shooting feels tighter in the remake of 1 anyway. Remaster. So I got stop saying remake.
Shepard, security mechs are closing in on your position.
I think there might have been a demo for this. Alright, sense is a little bit high. I think it might be a demo for this that I might have played the crap out of. I can't remember now. Oh, you still alive?
Nice work, Shepard. Coast is clear.
So this intro section is literally your like tutorial section.
Don't waste time. I can't keep the mechs distracted for long.
Nail.
More
Right, they still kept this the same. Did I select it? Oh.
Take the elevator down 1 floor.
All right, it's kind of nice snapping into cover.
Hurry, get to the door, run.
Wait, I just ran through. What the hell happened? Forward, hold A, storm through the fire. That's exactly what I just did. That was weird. I just did the same thing 3 times. Weird. There is like loads of little extras you can find here, from what I remember.
Log update. The cost of this project is astronomical. Over 4 billion credits so far. But nobody.
Progress is slow, but subject.
It just tells you again. That Dark Horse comic bit went on forever, so I'm gonna rush past this. But it just tells you like the backstory of like what's going on here, and like what happened. But like how they revived Shepard and lens flare. The lens flare does look nice. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody memes about lens flare, but it looks nice. All right, Jacob, what's good, homie? One of my favorite characters in 2.
What are you doing here? Thought you were still a work in progress.
Who are you?
Yeah, sorry. I forgot this is all new to you right now. I'm Jacob Taylor. I've been stationed here for—
Hostiles detected.
Damn it! Things must be worse than I thought if Miranda's got you running around. I'll fill you in, but we better get you to the shuttle first.
Just a few questions.
This is the best time, but I'm sick of stumbling around when I don't know what's going on.
Fair enough. I'll give you the quick version. You and your ship were attacked and destroyed.
Uh-huh.
You were killed. Dead as dead can be when they brought
Dead
you.
as dead can be.
Our scientists spent the last 2 years putting you back together. You've been
2 years?
comatose, or worse, that whole time. Welcome back to your life.
I'm having some trouble wrapping my head around this.
Yeah, I can imagine. The Alliance officially declared you killed in action. The whole galaxy thinks you're dead. And if we don't get to those shuttles, they'll be right.
Were there any other survivors from the Normandy?
I'll tell you what. You help me finish off these mechs, and I'll play 20 questions with you all day. We're low on thermal clips, but I'm a biotic. Just give the order when you want me to hit them with the good stuff.
Alright, let's turn this down. It's gonna teach us about biotic powers. Hold that to access power wheel. Select pull. Where's pull? Pull, pull.
You're falling back. Okay. I promised I'd answer your questions. What do you want to know?
All right, you can answer my questions when I adjust the audio, so I bring in here. Attack on station, Normandy crew, Miranda, Normandy
The last
crew.
thing I remember is the Normandy blowing up. Did anyone else make it?
Just about everybody survived. A few servicemen from the lower decks didn't get out. Navigator Presley was killed by an explosion. But
Presley,
everyone
there you
else,
go.
including the non-Alliance crew, the Asari,
I was thinking, why I
Liara,
can't remember
and
Presley.
Quarian, they all made it out alive.
Quarren, they all made it alive. Where are they now?
Do you know what any of them are doing now?
I don't know, Commander. It's been 2 years. They've moved on. Left the Alliance. Could be anywhere.
I want to find
They
them.
were my team. If they knew I was alive, they'd come back.
Maybe you can track them down after we get off the station. If we get off the station.
Return, Jacob, Shepard's injuries, Normandy crew, attack on the station.
When I first woke
Miranda.
up, someone named Miranda was talking to me over the radio. We lost contact just before I ran into you.
Miranda Lawson is the station's ranking officer. She led the Lazarus team. It was her job to bring you back to life, no matter what. Should have guessed she'd try to save you. She's not about to give up on you now. You said you lost contact. Could you tell what was happening?
There was some
didn't sound
gunfire
good.
and an explosion right before I lost her.
She knows how to take care of herself. But I hope she's okay.
What's the quickest way to those shuttles?
Depends where the mechs are thickest. It's
All
probably
right, let's
best
get
if
going.
Check. Anyone on this frequency? Anybody still alive out there? Hello?
Wilson, this is Jacob. I'm here with Commander Shepard. Just took out a wave of mechs over in D-Wing.
Shepard's alive? How the hell? Never mind. You need to get him out of there. Get to the service tunnels and head for the network control room.
Roger that, Wilson. Stay on this frequency.
Let's get out of here.
You bet. We can get into the service tunnels through this door.
All right, let me adjust this audio. Which door? He's talking about flashing images that hurt my eyes.
Activating.
Damn it, Wilson. This room is crawling.
The whole station is crawling with mechs. I'm doing the best I can.
Wilson, find us another
Melee
way out of here.
is so much more satisfying than 2.
Wilson, where are you?
Server room B! Hurry! They're out of control!
Shepard.
Shepard! Down here!
Wait, you said they're after you. There's nobody here.
Bastards got me in the leg!
You were there the first time I regained consciousness.
Yeah, that was me. How about we talk about this after we fix my leg?
Should be some Metagel in the first aid station on the wall. Hopefully there's enough to get him up and moving again.
Grab the Metagel from the first aid station on the wall.
Yeah, we just said that. Hold that access wheel. Select Unity. All right, just teaching us how to heal your squad.
Thanks, Shepard. Never thought you'd save my life.
I've turned brightness up
Makes
1.
us even now.
Maybe I was
Maybe I
testing
could
this during
shut
the
down the
day. It seems a
security
bit too
mechs,
bright now.
But whoever did this fried the whole system. Completely irreversible.
We didn't
Whatever,
ask
it'll be
what
better
you
for
were
YouTube
doing.
video and Twitch
Why do you
and
even
capture.
have security
If you're just
mechs like
wondering,
this? You were in the bio wing.
Weren't you
brightness up a little
listening?
bit.
I came here to try and fix this. Besides, I was shot. How do you
Can you be
explain
any
this?
more scruffy voice? You ain't Batman. I don't trust you, any of you. It
I
doesn't
don't
matter.
care who set up who. Those mechs are shooting at all of us. We'll sort it out later.
We need to find Miranda first. We can't just leave her behind.
Forget about Miranda. She was over in D-Wing. The mechs were all over that sector. There's no way she survived.
A bunch of mechs won't drop Miranda. She's alive.
Then where is she? Why haven't we heard from her? There are only 2 possible explanations. She's either dead, or she's a traitor.
But she tried to help me. Either way, we can't help. Maybe,
Haven't
maybe
known
not.
her long enough to trust her.
This project was Miranda's baby. She'd never sabotage it.
Okay, maybe she's not a traitor. But that doesn't change the facts. We're here, she's not. We need to save ourselves. The shuttle bay is only a few. Overload the canisters.
All right, we turn that down so you don't go deaf. Hold the access power wheel and use overload.
That's it. Let's get out of here.
Okay, we took him down. But this is getting tense. Shepard, if I tell you who we work for, will you trust me?
This really isn't the time, Jacob.
We won't make it if he's expecting a shot in the back.
If you want to piss off the boss, it's your ass, Jacob.
The Lazarus Project. The program that rebuilt you. It's funded and controlled by Cerberus.
Never heard of them. They sound familiar. Why would Cerberus save me? You lied to me.
Should I recognize that name?
Maybe that's a side effect of your recovery. You and Cerberus certainly have a history.
That
According
you
to
would
the
learn this from
Alliance,
one.
we're a radical pro-human splinter group. You wiped out several of our research bases. But things change. The Alliance declared you dead. They gave up. Cerberus spent a fortune to bring you back. Look, I'd be suspicious too. But right now we have to work together. I thought you deserved to know what's what. Once we're off the station, I'll take you to the elusive man. He'll explain everything.
I want to call him the smoking man for some reason. Fine, let's go.
If I won't get any more answers
I think the
here,
smoking man is from X-Files, right?
It's not much farther to the shuttle bay.
So that trophy stuff there was actually linked to the trophy stuff in PS3 as well. Metagel, you got your renegade points and everything. Oh, so in this, if I'm remembering correctly, they introduced the good guy, bad guy stuff in this one as well. So there was certain abilities and powers. Actually, yeah, I remember this right now. There were certain abilities and powers you could only get if you went paladin or renegade, or whatever the opposite of renegade is.
They've seen us.
And then it would change the look of how you, like, you would start looking more evil. Basically, you would get like evil, like red scars on your face and stuff. But like you can mess with it, a lot of it late game, depending on like how you want it to spec. The certain powers will look certain ways. I think I'm remembering that correctly.
Taking fire.
Oh, and of course I'm an engineer. I totally forgot I've had a forcible. Melee. I'm just trying to remember all my. That's to bring that up. That's to bring that up. Okay. So that's on RB. That's on Y. This isn't the right way. Probably like credits in there or something. But wait, is that? No, we gotta go right. So you pick engineer always to have the pod out because it's so useful.
Come on, through here. We're almost at the... Miranda, but you were...
Bap! Okay, I remember that.
Dead?
What the hell
So it's
are
funny,
you
they
doing?
redesigned her face in 3. We're gonna cover 3 later. Because, you know, they didn't want to do that whole
Wilson betrayed us all.
stereotyping, resting B-word face, you know. I don't want to play, like... But this whole game, her whole personality was kind of... She's mean. That your idea of... Is that your idea?
Even if you're sure.
Due
Did
process?
You deserve that welcome?
He sabotaged the security systems, killed
You know,
my
and
staff,
like who she
and
was
would've
working
killed
for
us.
and everything.
You sure about that,
So
Miranda?
maybe that's why they redesigned her
Known
in
Wilson for
3,
years.
because she does
if you're
carry
wrong?
over.
I'm never wrong. I thought you'd have learnt that by now, Jacob.
I knew he was okay, what happens now?
You should have taken him alive. See what he knew.
Too
Maybe
risky.
that's why they did it in
I've put
3.
too
I
much
don't
time
know.
and effort bringing
Because
you
maybe
back to life to let you get killed now.
the archetype
think
archetype
Wilson's
of,
capable of
well,
that?
she looks grumpy all the time, so
Not
you know,
anymore.
we should give her a more neutral face
If you say so.
in 3.
What's our
So
next step?
therefore,
We get
depending
the shuttle
on
and go.
actions and
My boss
backstory,
wants to
whatever.
speak to you.
You mean the elusive man? I know you work for Cerberus.
Because, you know, she never
Ah,
smiles in
Jacob.
this.
I should have known your conscience would get the better of you.
Lying to the commander isn't the way to get him to join our cause.
Well, since
I
we're
can't
getting
remember
everything out
what
in the
the
open, is
reason
there
was for
anything else
changing
you
it in
wanna ask
3
before
originally.
we go, Commander?
No, let's go.
For this station to last a lifetime.
Or 2 in your
There-
case.
there's loads of
Come on.
backstory there, but like this video is gonna go on forever, and I wanna like spend the next 30 minutes like going seeing planet stuff.
Before you meet with the elusive man, we need to ask a few questions to evaluate your condition.
Come on, Miranda, more tests? Shepard took down those mechs without any trouble. That has to be good enough.
It's been 2 years since the attack. The elusive man needs to know that Shepard's personality and memories are intact. Ask the questions.
Did
2
you
years.
say 2 years? I've been gone that long?
2 years and 12 days. And you were on an operating table for most of it.
The sooner we start, the sooner we can be done. Start with personal history.
Okay. Records show you were a colony kid. Lost your parents when slavers hit Mindwar. You enlisted and led troops during some heavy fighting, most notably on Torfin. Do you remember taking on some Batarian slavers?
We're done here. I did what was necessary.
Most of my squad died in that fighting. They call me the Butcher of Torfin. I wish there'd been another way.
See the renegade stuff
got
you
the
started
job
to
done.
see already?
That's all
In
that
the original
matters.
game, you wouldn't see
Satisfy
the renegade
Miranda.
stuff that
Almost.
soon.
Let's try something more recent. Vermeer, where you destroyed Saren's cloning facility. You had to leave one of your squad behind to die in the blast.
Lieutenant Caden Alenko was killed in action. It was your call. Why did you leave him behind?
It was a hard choice. We're done here. It was that or die.
Being in command
You know what? We
means
go
that
with the bad
sometimes you
option.
give orders knowing that your people are going to die. That can't affect your decisions. Caden gave his life for the rest of the team. Without him, I couldn't have stopped Saren. He died a hero.
I understand, Commander, and I wasn't judging your decision. Everybody at Cerberus knows that cloning facility.
Should we tell him
had
it
to
was
be
because
destroyed.
we
There
fancied
are other
Ashley?
tests we really should run.
I mean, yeah,
Come
no,
on,
hero.
Miranda.
That's
Enough with the quizzes. The memories are there, and I can vouch for Shepard's combat skills personally.
I suppose you're right. We'll have to hope the elusive man accepts our little field test as evidence enough.
Two was such a good game. I just haven't got the time in my life in my mid-30s to play this
The
one
elusive
again.
man is waiting for you in the other room.
And see, there's the Paragon points. Oh, what did I call it before? I can't remember. Paragon? This is such a cool effect. Still looks great. He's literally sitting behind a hologram of a star.
Elusive man. I thought we'd be meeting face to face.
A necessary precaution. Not unusual for people who know what you and I know.
Trying to think who that is. You don't know me. What do we know?
And what exactly is it that you and I know?
That our place in the universe is more fragile than we'd like to think.
What's the actor's name?
That one man, one very specific man, might be all that stands between humanity and the greatest threat of our brief existence.
Okay,
Reapers.
his
Good to see your
texture on his
memory's
face
still
looks weird.
intact. How are you feeling?
You're
you
not
need to
my
earn
friend.
the right to ask me those kinds of questions.
Cerberus isn't as evil as you believe. You and I are on the same side. We just have different methods.
Cut
Oh,
to
we
the
don't.
chase. What are the Reapers doing that made you decide to bring me back?
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack. While you've been sleeping, entire colonies have been disappearing. Human colonies. We believe it's someone working for the Reapers, just as Saren and the Geth aided Sovereign. You've seen it yourself. You bested all of them. That's just one reason we chose you.
I'll need a lot of convincing. Maybe I'll believe you. Where do we start? Investigate Cerberus, abduction. Why me?
If this is a threat against humanity, you need to mobilize the Alliance.
They suffered substantial losses fighting Sovereign. They're rebuilding, still stretched too thin to waste resources verifying the Reaper threat. Blaming the abductions on mercs and pirates is easier. and
Did I
more
say how much I
convenient.
like this game? I don't know why I screamed it though. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna go. We gotta finish this
If what
off
you say is
because
true,
I want to get the
if the
gameplay.
Reapers are behind this, I'd
Action
consider
gameplay.
helping you.
I'd be disappointed if you accepted any of this
Otherwise,
without
I
seeing
would
for yourself.
check every single option here.
I
It's
have a
the most
shuttle
fun
ready
thing to do.
take you to Freedom's Progress, the latest colony to be abducted. Miranda and Jacob will brief you.
Is this a volunteer job or am I being volunteered?
You always have a choice, Shepard. If you don't find the evidence we're both looking for, we can part ways. But first, go to Freedom's Progress. Find any clues you can. Who's abducting the colonies? Do they have any connection to the Reapers? I brought you back. It's up to you to do the rest.
All right, open the menu, select squad to squad, spend squad points. Again, we covered a bit of this and that part when we're looking at part 1 video. Wow, is he really? Oh no, that's just a weird glare. Drone updated. All right, let's go squad points. Select new power level. Below your portrait is a summary of your Paragon and Renegade points. With more points, you can unlock new conversation options. Wait, where was the? Oh, there you go. See, like on the left and right, Paragon and Renegade. Was it just options? I thought certain abilities were locked there as well. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, let's put something in overload. Your engineering is more efficient, reducing the recharge time of your powers. Your mental focus increases your Paragon Renegade score. Combat drone, like you have to. All right, we got nothing else to. I should have put in combat drone. You can go through like the codex and like look at loads of backstory and everything.
Progress colony was.
Oh, what was cool here?
The Systems Alliance space vehicle.
Like everything was spoken as well.
When subjected to an electrical current, Element Zero can mass relay.
I think I literally
Medigel is a common medicinal.
I listened to
the Systems
everything.
Alliance.
There, it was like
the L-Core are a Citadel
They did a lot of work on the. Maybe secondary wasn't spoken. Yeah, all right. The secondary stuff wasn't, but everything in primary is like to give you the backstory of the game and everything, all spoken. So you know, because who wants to read? It's so boring. All right.
The elusive man is very impressed with you. I'm eager to see if you can live up to his expectations on this mission.
Just remember who's in charge.
I can't have anyone disobeying my commands when we get there.
I know who I report to. As long as you don't do anything to betray Cerberus, I'll follow your orders.
Yeah, well, we find out. Okay, I'm about to spoil stuff. You sound
What's
jealous.
What's the matter, Lawson? Worried you're not his favorite anymore?
I've proven my value to the elusive man. Let's hope you're able to do the same.
Are you naturally this bitchy, or is it just
Ooh,
me?
just
I
said
have
it.
the utmost respect for your abilities, Shepard. It's your motivations that concern me. I believe in what Cerberus stands for. Only time will tell if you prove to be an asset or a liability to our cause.
I can see the details in your eyelashes. Hold on. All right.
It's obvious you're not interested in talking.
We've got an assignment. We can talk about it or we can do it.
How do we do this? All right. You know what? Let's level up, mission summary, grenade. All right, exit. Can't remember if they do that after every big mission.
Should be there shortly, Shepard. The elusive man put us under your command. Do you have any orders?
Someone could still be alright. We're here to search, do whatever it takes. Someone could
Our first
still be alive.
priority is to look for survivors.
That's unlikely, Commander. No one was left at the other
It's
colonies.
interesting when they
were
go into
completely
like the
deserted.
game screen here.
Nice
It
to
seems like the
find someone.
tonal,
Anything's better than another
the
ghost
tonal
town.
mapping just changes and the game gets way darker than in some of those other sequences. I don't think it's like not consistent from scene to scene. Does that make sense? And you could say, well, you know, they're in space right there and it's real dark. And I don't even think it's that though. I'm not sure. Do I mean it looks like real dark here? All right, let me adjust this. New weapon. All right. Let's
Perfect. Rearming.
Looks like everyone just got up and left right in the middle of dinner.
Strange. No bodies, no structural damage, and no signs of battle.
can't remember if those original games were 60. I think they were 30. Feels a lot more snappier.
Security systems were disabled.
All right, combat drone. Out of the way, Miranda. Jeez, would you get out of the way, Miranda?
Subdue and suppress.
Shoot them before they take out your shield.
Uh-oh. How do I... Wait, I can't actually remember how I heal up. How do I heal up? Isn't it Unity?
Enemy
Those
down!
mechs shouldn't have been hostile. They should have recognized us as human.
Someone reprogrammed them to attack on sight. We're not alone here.
I'm just taking my keys. Oh, and there's the order commands on the D-pad as well. Oh, they changed the hacking mini game here as well. Actually, I think it was a bit harder here. You had to just follow the traces and link. I wonder if it's... hold on. That goes... They haven't increased the resolution of this by a lot. This was like hard back in the day as well because the screen res was low, and it's like, even though I'm playing like on a 50-inch screen right now, they could have made this a little bit easier, but like higher textures, that's still kind of difficult to do. And I am blind as a bat, so maybe that's just me. Oh, maybe we should... Overload is so... Engineer is the way in this game. Uh-oh, look who it is. Sorry, I'm about to gush.
Wait, Shepard?
I'm not taking any chances with Cerberus operatives.
Put those weapons down! Shepard? Is
Looking great, Tali.
You're alive?
Cerberus rebuilt me, Tali. In return, they asked me to investigate these attacks on human colonies.
You'll pardon us for not taking you at your word, Cerberus.
Alright, textures on her head, scarf, whatever we're gonna call it. Suit.
I'd like to know what the Quarians are doing here.
Weapons down, Praza. Whatever's going on here, I don't think we need another fight. One of our people was here on pilgrimage. His name was Vitor. We came to find him.
Isn't that a little strange? A Quarian visiting a remote human colony?
Quarians can choose where they go on pilgrimage. Vitor liked the idea of helping a small settlement. He was always nervous in crowds.
She means
Wait, could you always see her eyes, or is that just because of the higher res? Huh, I don't think I...
exposure, and he's likely delirious.
When he saw us
can't
landing,
even
he hid in a
remember.
warehouse on the far side of town. We suspect he also programmed the mechs to attack
You can
anything
see her
that
like her
moved.
forehead, eyes, and nose now.
Vitor's the only one who can tell us what happened here. We should work together to find him.
Good idea. You'll need 2 teams to get past the drones anyway.
Now we're working with Cerberus?
No, Praza, you're working for me. If you can't follow orders, go wait on the ship.
Yeah, get the fuck
Head
out
for
of
the
here.
warehouse through the center of the colony. We'll circle around the far side and draw off some of the drones to clear you a path.
Make sure to keep in radio contact.
Will do. Good luck, Shepard. See you
I
on
thought
the
she was
far
gonna join
side.
my team. Toledo. All right.
Be careful, Shepard. There's a squad of security drones up ahead.
Thanks for the warning. We'll take care of them.
Wait, where's the wall safe bypass?
Watch out!
Gravity's one mean mother, huh?
Excuse me.
I was like, wait, who the hell are they shooting at? All right, start. That looks like it goes there. That looks like it goes there. That looks like it goes there. Got it. Oh, there's another one? Oh, okay. 2,000 credits. Trying to remember what you do with the credit system. In ages, I can't remember. Oh my god, alright, that was a... See what I mean about overload?
Nice. Perfect. Shepard, Praza and his squad rushed on ahead. I told them to wait, but they wouldn't listen. They want to find Vitor and take him away before you get here.
We should have expected this.
Come on, we can still catch them.
Wait, where is it? Oh. Yeah, 2 feels so much tighter than 1. Even though they improved 1 a lot. Oh my god. Take cover.
Hurry, Shepard. We're inside the building now. Vitor reprogrammed the heavy mech. It's tearing Praza's squad apart.
They did want to get to Vitor first.
Get your squad into cover and I'll open the loading bay doors.
We'll take cover by the doors. Shepard, you take point.
Alright, this is where it tells us how to
Taking cover!
order your squad.
Taking cover.
Uh-oh. Dead. I've seen some conversations around one of the DLC missions around this game. I don't know if they've changed it. Actually, I seen some conversations say that they didn't change it. It is interesting to talk about it now because, like, you know, I don't know if people would have back then. People saying that it's like very ableist. That may be interesting for you to look into. I was a dipshit when this game came out, so it's not something I was had the understanding to even comment on it. But I did see somebody post about it recently, and I think they make very good points. Maybe they could have worked on that mission a little bit better. Or maybe they should have if they haven't changed anything. And as the DLC is in the game, you will... Which way did I go? Up there? As the DLC is part of this collection, you will come across it, so...
Monsters coming back. Mechs will protect. Safe from swarms. Have to hide. No monsters. No swarms. No.
Because our HUD does look crisp, it does, right?
Not here. Swarms.
Yeah, all 3 of the games, both of the first 2 games you've seen here. The details on the outfits look great.
Hey, I'm talking to you.
Great. We come all this way and our only witness is a babbling idiot.
Wow, that's a bit harsh.
Swarms coming. Storm coming. Storm of swarms. Mechs will protect. Have to hide.
Oh, I thought they only introduced this into 3. It's in 2 as well, where you could do those quick actions too.
Not one of them. You're human.
You could do renegade actions.
They didn't find you?
Who didn't find us?
The monsters. The swarms. They took everyone.
We're not survivors, Vitor. We just got here.
You don't know. You didn't see. But I see everything.
Looks like security footage. He must have pieced it together manually.
What the hell is that?
My god. I think it's a collector.
Is that some kind of alien?
They're a species from somewhere beyond the Omega-4 relay.
I was like, I know what it is. I'm gonna click it, but people might not know.
They usually work through intermediaries, like slavers or hired mercenaries. If they're involved with the Reapers somehow, it could explain what happened to the colonies.
The Collectors have advanced technology. They could have a weapon that disables an entire settlement at once.
The Seeker swarms. No one can hide. The Seekers find you, freeze you, then the monsters take you away.
Tell me more about these swarms.
It's how they find you. Seeker clouds, machines like tiny insects. They go everywhere. They find you, then they sting you, freeze you.
Sounds like miniature probes, maybe. Find victims, then immobilize them with a stasis field or nerve toxin.
What happened next?
The monsters took the people onto the ship, and then they left. The ship flew away. But they'll be back for me. No one escapes.
I think that's probably all we're getting out of him, Commander.
We appreciate what you told us. You were very helpful.
I studied them. The monsters. The swarms. I recorded them with my Omni tool. Lots of readings. Electromagnetic. Dark energy.
We need to get this data to the elusive man. Grab the Quarian and call the shuttle to come pick us up.
What? Vitor is injured. He needs treatment, not an interrogation.
We won't hurt him. We just need to see if he knows anything else. He'll be returned unharmed.
Your people tried to betray us once already. If we give him to you, we'll never get the intel we need.
Praza was an idiot, and he and his men paid for it. You're welcome to take Vitor's Omnitool data, but please, just let me take him.
Vitor goes with Tali. Vitor has to come with us. You should join us, Tali. Bro, that's the only right answer, okay?
You don't have to take Vitor and go. We could work together, just like old times.
I'm still trying to accept that you're even alive, and you're with Cerberus. I've got responsibilities now. I've got a mission of my own. I can't walk away from that. Not even for you.
I'm gonna say Vitor goes with Tali.
He's traumatized and he needs medical care. Tali will give us the Omnitool data and take him to the flotilla.
Understood, Commander.
Thank you, Shepard.
Yeah,
I'm
but you
glad
didn't
you're
like
still
that.
the
Pit
one
Tali
doing
over
the
you.
Good luck out there. If I find anything that can help you, I'll let you know.
With regards to opinions,
We're ready
not
for
choose who
pickup.
I'm gonna. Everything's not about sex, chat. And as in bossy boots.
Shepard, good work on Freedom's progress. The Quarians forwarded their findings from Vitor's debriefing. No new data, but it's a surprise.
In the beginning,
all
it
of
does
them
make it
in
look
our
like
history. You and I
everything's
have
mission
different
based, but it
methods,
does
I can't argue with your
like
results.
cut into sections, but it does open out in a little while.
The data from his Omnitool should be quite useful.
We're still analyzing it. But more importantly, you confirm the Collectors are behind the abductions.
Why do I get the feeling you knew about them already?
I had my suspicions, but I needed proof. The Collectors are enigmatic at best. They periodically travel to the Terminus systems, looking to gather seemingly unimportant items or specimens, usually in exchange for their technology. When their transactions are complete, they disappear as quickly as they arrived, back beyond the unmapped Omega-4 relay. Until now, we've had no evidence of direct aggression by the Collectors.
You're holding something back. How do you know the Reapers are involved?
The patterns are there, buried in the data. The Council and the Alliance want to believe the Reaper threat died with Sovereign. You and I know better. I won't wait until the Reapers are on the march. We need to take the fight to them.
I hate waiting, but I'll need a team. A good one.
I've already compiled a list of soldiers, scientists,
There we
and
go.
mercenaries.
This is like the main part
You'll
of this
get
game.
dossiers on the best of them.
Just
Finding
basically
them
go,
and convincing them to
make a
work with you
team,
could be challenging, but you're a
and do the
natural
mission,
leader.
and you
I'll
gather
continue
story
to
intel
track
along the way.
collectors. When they make their next appearance, I'll notify you and your team. Be ready.
I had a good team. I decide
Miranda
who's on
and
my
Jacob
team.
aren't enough? How many do you need to keep me in check?
I've made it clear to Miranda and Jacob that you're in charge. You decide who joins your squad. Everyone else on this list was chosen specifically for this mission. They're the best.
You worry about the collectors. I'll make sure my team's ready.
I would have asked about the Megaphone relay and everything as well, but
Good. Two
I
things
gotta speed this
before you go.
first look up.
First, head to Omega and find Morden Solus. He's a brilliant Solarian scientist. Our intelligence suggests he may know how to counteract the Collector's paralyzing Seeker swarms.
Sounds good. What else?
I found a pilot I think you might like. I hear he's one of the best. Someone you can trust.
Oh, look who it is.
Hey, Commander. Just like old times, huh?
I can't believe it's you, Joker.
Look who's talking. I saw you get spaced.
Got lucky, with a lot of strings attached. How'd you get here?
It all fell apart without you, Commander. Everything you stirred up, the Council just wanted it gone. The team was broken up, record sealed, and I was grounded. The Alliance took away the one thing that mattered to me. Hell yeah, I joined
got a limp.
Cerberus.
You really trust the elusive man?
Did he mess up his leg?
Well, I don't trust anyone who makes more than I do.
Was it got
But
bad
they
back?
aren't all bad. Saved your life, let me fly, and there's this. They only
Here we
told me
go.
last night.
Oh. The new and improved ship. I mean, it's projection, right, Chad? For being honest. We're being honest. Loads of eye shots in this game. Dudes love off their Normandy. We know who they're pandering to.
Home, huh, Commander?
I guess we'll have to give her a name.
Everything's a romance option. It's a RPG in the vein of a shooter. Like, do you want to know why this was popular in the West? With dudes? I mean, come on. Come on. That's not me trying to take away from this because I really love this game. Yeah, the cutscene stuff, I don't think they could have done much work to it. You can tell that it hasn't really... Could be wrong here, but like... Alright, them loading times are quick though. Alright, here's the ship stuff like you've seen in 1. All the quarters are kind of different. It's still based off of the ship in 1. You can still go around the ship and build relationships with your team. I'm trying to think if the next mission is open, a bit more open, not open worldy, but...
Welcome aboard the new Normandy, Commander.
I've been looking over the dossiers. I'd strongly recommend starting by acquiring Morden Solus, the Solarian professor on Omega. We know the Collectors use some type of advanced technology to immobilize their victims. We'll need him to develop a countermeasure to protect us.
Without that countermeasure, we'll be helpless if we ever run into the collectors.
Acquiring Professor Solus seems like the most logical place to start.
Who are you?
I am the Normandy's artificial intelligence. The crew like to refer to me as Edie.
Having an AI in charge
Alright,
of the
I'm
Normandy
just trying to
system
find the
should give us
quickest
an
options here
advantage.
now.
Actually, I am not in control of the ship, Commander. Due to the potential dangers of a rogue AI, Cerberus has severely restricted my capabilities. During combat, I operate the electronic warfare and cyber warfare suites. Beyond that, I cannot interface with the ship's systems.
Hey,
I
watch
observe and
Terminator.
offer analysis and advice. Nothing more.
Now that we've established who's in charge, let's move on to these dossiers.
Final preparations for takeoff are complete, Commander. When you're ready to go, just pick a destination from the galaxy map and the CIC and I'll plot a course.
You know what I mean? Butt shots
Jacob
everywhere.
and I should return to our
Was
posts.
there any...
Come
Okay.
find us if you have any questions.
I've talked about it too much. Maybe I'm just internalizing the excuse why I'm looking constantly. Alright. Galaxy map. Pick a new destination for Normandy. Got it. Private terminal. Use private terminal to get status updates on your squad. Armory. Select weapons from your squad from your armory. Yeah, you would pre-equip stuff before you go into missions here. Elevator. Use the elevator to access Normandy's other docks. That is just used... Basically, it's just used to go around the ship to build relationships with your crew. Captain's quarters. Go to personal cabin to customize your appearance. Literally only what is there for. That's it. Tech lab. Acquire professor to research upgrades for your squad's equipment. We have to get the professor first. And yeah, so let me open the galaxy map. And let's just show a little. A lot of this was based on like how much fuel and stuff you have. This is where you could kind of like it tells you what missions are available. Like if we go that way, like if I go out the galaxy here.
Or use a mass relay, Shepard.
Wait, where's my fuel level?
You're too low on fuel to leave the system under thruster power.
Alright, go here. Buy fuel. Oh, is that what your credits was for? Hold on. So then, wait, there was a... I'm sure. Oh, there it is. I'm blind. All right, there's my fuel on the left there. So depending on what you could discover, was all dependent on your fuel. You had to be careful. And when you find planets here, go enter orbit, and then you could like start scanning. And then you can mine planets basically for resources. Depending on like here, there seems like there's something here. Fire probe. Obviously, you would have to buy more probe.
Used to upgrade sniper rifles, shotguns, and medical equipment.
I don't need to explain it to you. The computer just told you. Yeah, you do a lot of this as well. It gets tedious after a while. It's still kind of fun to do though. I did do a lot of it when I originally played too. So this is where you would manage your fuel and why you would want to go to planets to see what was going on. There is like optimally you can mine everything and
probe away.
I can now, you know, research shotgun stuff in the armory.
Launching probe. In research projects, palladium is used to upgrade heavy pistols, armor, and cybernetics.
I think when you click a planet as well. Oh yeah, the codex on the right tells you like stuff about the planet and everything. Unexplored. If we go here. But while you're in orbit, I don't think it takes fuel. It's only to go from like star to star. And if we quickly go to like Omega, we go dock here. I think this is a more of an open area. So again, the game does open out afterwards. It's not open world, but it gives you more choices on what you can do and everything. Oh, ears. All right, let me just show like a minute of this. Then you, before every mission starts, you can pick who you want to take. Kind of gives you an idea of like the squad you would get. Oh, you know what's interesting? Originally, when this game launched, there was certain characters that were locked by DLC. Wait, what is up here? There you go. But now you're gonna have them from the start. Like in the second game, especially, I think there was like a certain DLC character that
You're new here, aren't you?
was
I
kind
can
of
always
important
tell.
to get.
Allow me to. Oh, hello, Mocklin. I was just.
Leave, Fargate, now.
Oh, of course, Mocklin. Whatever she wants.
Blasted scavengers. Welcome to
All right,
Omega.
his outfit
Shepard.
looked kind of grungy.
You know who I am?
Of course. We had you tagged the moment you entered the Terminus systems. You're not as subtle as you think. Arya wants to know what brings a dead Spectre to Omega. I suggest you go to Afterlife now and present
All right,
yourself.
I'm on my way.
I'll keep that in mind.
Afterlife now.
Afterlife is like a bar, strip club kind of thing.
Quarantine warnings about the slums where Dr. Morton Solus runs the clinic. Anticipate resistance at the transport
This is like an open area where you can.
I have also accessed messages between mercenary groups regarding plans to deal with the Archangel. There's a recruiting station at Afterlife that may have information on him.
Do we go in? All right, you know, do we go in? I can't remember how. I don't think is like that crude. I can't remember though. No, it's not. It's just like you get the idea. I think there's a few missions based on around this area. Well, there you have it. We still got to cover the third one, Mass Effect 3 Legendary Edition, and I don't want this video to go on forever. Once again, don't forget there will be a first lookup of Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition and Mass Effect 3 Legendary Edition. So we'll also be going to post a highlight over on Twitch and YouTube. If you like this video, drop a like on the video, leave a comment, let me know what you thought. Don't forget to hit that follow, subscribe button, turn those notification bells on so you do know when new videos drop. Yeah, 4K now, 60 FPS, or if you're playing it on Series X, you've got that 120 air quotes FPS mode or 90. Textures look really great. From what everybody else is saying, like the jump isn't as big in this game compared to 1, but this game already played well and looked well, so there's not as much they could do with it, right? Like the texture stuff is like obviously the lighting is like the big thing you spot straight away. Still looks great, still plays great. Yeah, so there you have it. We're gonna jump back out and look at Mass Effect 3 Legendary Edition now. There'll be a link to those videos somewhere in the description. Don't forget we stream a couple times a week over on Twitch, got community Discord, and I post on Twitter all the time. All that information will also be in the description. Check us out. Much love. Peace.